the truth. That's a big one. Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness are what I remember. I don't know all the 12 steps, but I remember that. I remember that. Uh, Page 239, a symptom of our disease is alienation, and honest sharing will free us to recover. So, basic text, page 83. Truth connects us to life, while fear, isolation, and dishonesty alienate us from life. As using addicts, we hid much of the truth about ourselves from the world as possible. Our fear kept us from opening ourselves up to those around us, providing protection against what others might do if we appeared vulnerable. But our fear also kept us from connecting with our world. We lived like alien beings on our own planet, always alone and getting lonelier by the minute. Because when you're using, you don't want to be around people who are sober, and you don't want to be around people, period, because you don't trust anybody because they might tell on you or rob you, or we don't trust people and people don't trust us because we're addicts, right? um it's a lonely place to be, and if you're in recovery, please don't alienate yourself, because we were alone in our addiction. We don't want to be alienated while in recovery. When you're in recovery, you need people. I encourage you to find a home group if you are if meetings help you. I encourage you to find a home group, maybe get a sponsor. I have only had one or two sponsors in 10 years. I actually found somebody, though, in a meeting that I like, the Friday meeting. There's a lady that's she's 16 years and some change sober. I'm going to ask her to be my sponsor because I want that. I have this fall in 2027, I will have 10 years no opiates except for the MAT program. And I can't believe how quick it went. And that's the thing. Life goes like that. Time goes so fast, and it's the one thing we can't get back. So I encourage you to, even if you don't talk in a meeting, if you don't feel comfortable yet, that's okay. Just go sit and listen. You might hear something. I know for me, if I go into a meeting, even if nothing's wrong, I come out feeling better than I did when I went in. So I encourage you to sit in a meeting and just listen. The 12 steps in the fellowship of recovering addicts give people like us a place where we can feel safe telling the truth about ourselves. We are able to honestly admit our frustrating, humbling powerlessness over addiction because we meet many others who are in the same situation. We're safe among them, and we keep telling more of the truth about ourselves as we continue to work the steps. The more we do, the more truly connected we feel to the world around us. I know one of the biggest triggers for me is being bored. But lonely is another one. For when I was in active addiction, we always feel lonely because it's just us and our drugs, you know what I mean? And that was all we needed, but you feel very lonely. So I encourage you, I used to laugh when I hear HALT, the hungry, angry, lonely, tired, but that's real shit. If you did relapse, ask yourself why. Don't sit there in self-pity. Work it out. Why did you relapse? What happened? What happened? And I encourage you to find out and ask yourself the hard questions to be able to, see what happened. That way it doesn't repeat. You don't repeat it. You don't want a million white key tags, but hey, if you have to go get a million white key tags, so be it. Telling your addiction. If you did relapse, don't sit and bury it deep down and hide it from everybody. No, go to a meeting, talk about what happened, and you might get insight that you never thought about. And it might be from somebody that you don't even talk to that says something that really clicks. That's why I encourage meetings. I wish I could go to a meeting every day, but I live in the country, so it's a bit far. I can make it to 2 meetings a week, and I wish I could do more, but that's okay. I do what I can. And I talk in meetings, and it could be something on topic or off topic, but I still talk about it because if it's something bothering me, I need to talk about it. I actually go to therapy twice a week. I have a trauma therapist and a recovery therapist. And so I go to therapy twice a week, and then I go to at least 1 to 2 meetings every week, NA meetings. It's important that we talk. It's very important that you don't hold things inside because it's not gonna help. Today we need not hide from the reality of our relations with people, places, and things in our lives. We accept those relationships just as they are, and we own our part in them. We take time every day to ask, am I telling the truth about myself? Each time we do this, we draw that much further away from the alienation that characterized our addiction, and that much closer to the freedom recovery can bring. Just for today, truth is my connection to reality. Today, I will take time to ask myself, Am I telling the truth? You know, um, have been in the recovery room since 2017, and it took me a good month and a half before I actually spoke in the meetings because I didn't trust anybody and I didn't want to lay bare all my, problems if I didn't trust anybody in the room. I didn't want so and so to, well, maybe they'll tell somebody or blah, 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 blah. And those are thoughts that run through your head. They ran through my head when I first got in the rooms, but I'm very grateful to have found rooms that I feel confident enough that I can talk in because I know I'm just there going to get advice, suggestions from people. And I hope that maybe what I'm going through is going to help somebody else. Maybe they're going through the same thing, you know. So that's all I have to say, on this. Just don't alienate yourself in recovery. We alienated ourselves so much in active addiction. We can't do that in recovery. And listen, if you did relapse, so be it. Move on. Don't sit in self pity. Don't try to hide it. I encourage you to go to a meeting and talk about it. You might get insight that you never even thought about. All right, let's go ahead and do the serenity prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. And always discernment.